Good morning. Myself N. Karthikeyan, Assistant Professor, Department of Computer Science Engineering, Government College of Engineering, Singipati, Tanjavur. So here, just I am going to talking about the different kind of security principles normally we follow for implementation of the security principles for inside of the organization. So here the major objective of this unit is just I am going to talking about the different blueprints which is used for implementing the security and what are the different kind of standards will be followed for implementation of the security principles. Also, just I am going to talking about the security architectures and what are the different type of planning just I am going to follow it for continuity. Okay. The first of all, I'm going to define what is blueprint. So the blueprint is the basis for the design, selection, and implementation of all security programs, program elements which fall includes the policy management, ongoing policy management, different kind of risk management strategies, education and training programs, technological controls, and maintenance of the security program. I can repeat once again. So if you want to define the security blueprint for any organization, it defines what type of the policy just we are used and what is the policies currently is using in the inside of the organization and what is the risk management we are implementing for evaluating with the risk, the evaluation of the risk and the problem, the issues which is associated with the risk and also what are the type of the education you are going to provide for the employee and also what type of the training just we are going to provide for the employee and also what are the different type of controls we have for maintenance of this security principles also which is it can be defined inside of the security blueprint. And the next thing is we must to define what is the framework. Actually that the framework defines that the overall information security strategy for that organization, or maybe we call as it defines the roadmap for the planned changes to the information security information of the environment. So normally this security blueprints is defined by the top level of the management and also that so that the security for this implementation of the security principles, the risk assessment strategy must be conducted in qualitative and as well as a quantitative manner. And also to along with you have to define the feasibility studies and the cost benefit analysis. It means that once the security principles are implemented, so we have to do that the feasibility analysis for that implementations. Also to along with that we need to perform a cost benefit analysis. And also we have to define the proper policies for implementation of the security principles inside of that any organization. So that policy that must be scalable and also it will be upgradable and also it will be a comprehensive plan to meet the future, means that the future of the organization. Okay, so next thing is the security models. So there are different type of security blueprint models will be followed inside of that organization. One is ISO 2007, I mean 27000 series, NIST security models, IETF, there is a security architecture and VISA international models. So here just to first to focus on information security policy. So that in this information security policy, that the policy, I'm going to define what is policy. So already we know that the policy means that it is the defined by the law. It defines the set of acceptable behavior inside of the organization. It will be called as law. So the policy is also defined as a policy is a plan or a course of action used to convey the instruction from organization from senior level management to those who decision makers and perform other duties. I mean that the policy, it defines the convey information from the top level management to the decision makers and along with that to perform that other functionalities inside of that organization. Generally, it will be defined as the socially accepted behavior is called as policy. So there are different type of standards to be followed. One is a de facto standard, another one is called as a de jure standard. De facto standard means it is an informal approach and there is a formal approach to be followed for implementation of the security principles. So once if you want to define the security principle inside of the organization, that every organization must to have a proper definition of the mission and the vision. So the first one is called as a vision. Vision means that the written statement about organization goal, that is a vision always to implement for short-term goal and the mission indicates your long-term goal. Always the mission always define the objectives of your organization and the vision only to define your short-term goals. And the strategic planning, normally we are going to do some strategic planning for moving the organization towards its vision. And so the next also the important thing is the policy also must support vision and mission and the strategic planning of that organization. And the next thing is we need to define what is security policy. So actually the security policy means that we are going to define the set of rules for protecting the organization assets. It may be an financial, I mean, the assets, it may be on any way. So next thing is information security policy. Actually, this information security policy to provide a set of rules for protecting the information inside of the organization. So it may be a through processing, or it may be through our network, or maybe it will be stored inside of the machine. But we have to define the set of rules for protecting those information. And the next one is called as a critical the criteria for effective policy. Once if you are saying that the policy is a good effective thing, the following set of the criteria must be followed. One is called distribution. That means the policy must be accessible to anyone, and also the policy must be known by every employee of the organization. And the next one is always that the policy must be reviewable, and also it will be available for reading, and also that understanding. The next one is called as agreement. And next one is called uniform enforcement. These are the 5 major criteria need to be followed for evaluation of your effective policy. And there are different types of security policies are implemented. One is called as enterprise information security, that is called EIS. Next one is called ISSP, that is called issue specific security policy. System specific security policy, that is called SSP. And also the program specific security policy, that is called PSSP. Okay, so the first one I am going to talking about that enterprise information security policy, that is called as EISP. So normally this EISP directly to support the mission and visions and the direction of the organization, and it is also to called as a general security policy, or maybe we called as organization security policy, or maybe we called as IT security policy, or also we call as information security policy. And that is called as ISP also. Actually, this policy that consists of the policy defines a set of acceptable behaviors for 2 to 10 pages, and also that it will be defined only that the set of policy which is defined only for the top level management. So this policy also define the set of directions to the strategic planning, and also it will be defined the scope of your organizations. And the next thing is and also that so if there is a changes on the strategic planning, then there is a changes need to be adopted or maybe upgradable in AISP, and also that it also to define the different kind of responsibilities for users and employees of the organization. So the different elements of the DSPS, one is you are going to define the overall overview of the corporate philosophy, and the next one is a specify that information security rule, and also the next one is called as responsibility. So the next thing is so this is called EISP mainly cover on your top level management. So the next one is called issue specific security policy, that is called as ISSP. So that here this policy to mainly to address the issues which is focused that while you are executing the different kind of technologies and the processes while inside of the organization. So it will normally the support for all the routine operations inside of the organization. So that the different type of the areas need to be controlled. One is called technology, and the next one is called frequency updations, and the organization position on the specific issue. So then the next thing is called what are the different type of documents need to be maintained. One is called independent, that each and every issue should be maintained as a separate document, and the next one is called single comprehensive ISSP document. So it is covering all type of issues inside of the organization, so that it will give only the overall view, means general view of your about a particular issue. And the next one is called as modular ISSP document. So normally this modular it define what is that issue and what is that policy need to be supported for this issue, and also what are the different type of administration steps need to be followed for maintaining this for in order to solve this issue. So if that information fails to cover all the necessary issues, or it always leads to the poor policy distribution and management and enforcement. So automatically that the implementation of the security policy going to fails. The next one is called as a system specific policy. It is also called as a SysSP. So it defines the standard or a procedure to be used when configuration or maintaining the system, configuration of the system. So normally there are 2 types of groups we are followed inside of this SysSP. One is called as a managerial guidance SSP, and the next one is called as technical specification. So this managerial guidance CSP. It provides the guidance and implementation and configuration technologies for guidance only, that is a managerial guidance. So it always defines the behavior of the people in that organization. So normally it will be developed only at the time of developing issue specific security policy. And the next one is called as technical specifications policy. So normally it is used to define the management policy, and so normally it will be applicable only for the system administrator, and it implements of the technical on two ways. One is through access control list and the configuration rules. Access control list means that it defines a set of rules and access rules for every users in two-dimensional matrix format, so that it governs the right and the privilege of the user. And the next one is called as a configuration rule policy. Actually, to define the in terms of instructions are entered in the security system. It governs that how we are going to react for the data it will be received. So the next term is, so these are the ways that the technical specifications is policies we are going to implement. And the next one is how we are going to manage the policy. We know that no policy are the living documents, and it will be managed and nurtured as they constantly change and grow. So that there are, once if you want to manage the policy, there are 5 steps need to be followed. The first one is responsible individual. So that that means the policy administrator, always is a policy manager, is the responsible for creating revised policies and the distribution and the storage of the policy, and it must be clearly identifying the suggestions of the policy which is coming from the different area, different member, different employee, or maybe from either stakeholders of your organization. The next one is called a schedule of reviews. So none of the policies are reviewed periodically for accuracy and modified to reflect the changes in the policy. The next one is called as a review of procedures and practices. So the administrator must implement the mechanisms for the revision, and it may be an email or office, or it may be a drop. I mean, it may be on, it can be recorded either in a Dropbox. And the next one is called as a policy and the revision date. So once the policies are updated, this must be published along with the revision date and what is the policy version number. So in order to avoid the confusion with our old versions. And the next one is called the policy, automated policy management. So according to the suggestion, the policies must be upgraded periodically. So now just I'm going to talking about the different kind of security blueprints. In that the first one blueprint is ISO 17799. It is also called as a British standard 7799. So the main goal of this ISO, that is a 17719, is for providing the information security management for the use of further reviews. For those who are responsible for initiating, implementing, or maintaining the security in that organization. If that organization or if the top level management wants to implement the concept of security, so it will provide the set of some guidelines for those members for implementation, that is initiate, implement, and maintenance of the security. So it provides only the common basis for developing the organizational standard, and also it provides the effective security management practice, and to provide the confidence in international dealings. So normally it is the most referenced and discussed model in information security. It's also called as information technology. It's a code of practice for information security management. So it is also called as a British standard. So normally in 2000, it is adopted as the international standard framework for information security by an ISO, and also it will be accepted by International Electronical Commission as called as ISO IEC 17799. So the major content, the outline of this standard is defined only organization security policy, security infrastructure, asset classification and control, personal security, physical and environmental security, communication and operational management, system access control, system development and maintenance, business continuity planning, and compliance. So totally there are 10 main areas need to be covered. So that actually the number of volumes for a British standard is 2, but actually that in this ISO it is taken volume 1 standard, and that so the goal of volume 1 is just the broad overview of the goal of your book 1, that is a volume 1 of this ISO is we to focus on the different area of security, providing the information. Normally it provides the different 127 controls over 10 broad areas. The 10 broad areas defined it already. So that the one is organizational security policy, organization security infrastructure, asset classification and control, personal security, physical and environmental security, communication and operational management, system access control, system development and maintenance, business continuity planning, and compliance. These are the 10 major areas of your ISO. So in that 10 major areas, it defines the 127 different type of controls for implementation of security in the particular organizations. Actually, the goal of your volume 2 of this British standard is for how we are going to implement all these 127 controls, 10 different type of areas of controls into the current existing environment. But actually, that is the goal of your ISO, that is ICE, is how you are going to set up information security management system inside of the organization. But actually, there are some of the problems which is associated with this ISO IEC. One is it is not accepted. It is globally accepted because we don't have, it doesn't have a proper justification for the code of practice. And the next one is it have a lack of necessary measurement precision technical standard, and also it is not a complete one, and also that it is not having any reason to believe that it is a more useful than other approach, and also it is prepared very hurriedly, so that it is given only that major impact only on the adaptation, and also here it does not focus on any the current industrial controls. Okay, so the next one is called as NIST, that is called that is National Institute for Security and Technology. So that sorry, standard and technology, so that it is defined by CSR, that is called Computer Security Resource Center is implementing this security model. So normally it is available to anyone, so that there is no need to define any charge for that. So normally it is reviewed by this government people and industry professionals, so that it follows all the references cited by the federal government. So that there are 5 types of documents need to be maintained. One is SP, that is called Security Policy 8012, 8014, 8018, 8020, sorry, 826, 830. So I repeat once again, there are 5 documents to be maintained. One is called Security Policy 812, Security Policy 814, Security Policy 818, Security Policy 826, and Security Policy 830. So actually the first document is called Introduction to Computer Security, that is called NIST Handbook, and the next one is 814. So it defines the generally accepted security principles and practices for securing information technological system. And the third one is called 818. So it provides the guidance for developing security plan for information technological system. Then 826, so it defines the security and self-assessment guide for information technological system. And the last one for risk management for information technological systems. So that just I'm going to talking on 812. So it provides the excellent reference guide for security manager or for administrator for implementation of the security policy. So that it provides only the few guidelines for the design and implementation of the security system. So normally it will be preferred to use only for the valuable ancestor to understanding the information security blueprint. And the next one is called as NIST Special Publication 814. So actually it provides the set of best practices and the security principles for security team in the development of security blueprint. So that it provides the ethical and the logical principles for security team to integrate into that entire information into that security process. So it combines all other NIST publications. So it defines all the NIST structure for entire security process. And in that there are main 8 areas will be considered. One is called the security for mission, and the next one is computer security is an integral element of the sound management, and it will be a cost effective, and the system owner have a security responsibility outside their own organization, and the computer security responsibilities and accountability should be made explicit, and the computer security requires a comprehensive and integrated approach, and the computer security should be periodically reassessed, and the computer security is constrained by social factors. And these are some of the common IT security practices. One is a policy and program management, risk management, lifecycle planning, and personal or user resources, and preparing for contingencies and disasters, and computer security incident planning, awareness and training, security consideration in computer support and operations, physical and environmental security, and identification and authentication. And the next one also focus on logical access control, audit trails, and cryptography. And also the information, the principles of security is 814. So totally there are 32 principles will be followed. I mean, so 33 principles will be followed, and for 818, so actually it provides that for providing the foundation for comprehensive security blueprint and framework, so that it provides the detailed models, methods for accessing, designing, and implementing control, and plans for applications of varying size. So it will be more useful for aiding in the planning process, and it provides the template for major security plans. And these are the some of the template for the common template for 818. So the next model is called as a visa model. So that normally the visa model is mainly to focus on security measures for the business associates, so that it provides a proper guidance for security of the information systems. And there are two important documents that need to be maintained. One is called the security assessment process, so that it provides a series of recommendations for detailed examinations of the organization. And next one is called agreed upon procedures, so that it provides the policies and technologies needed for security system for holding visa information. So these both the documents are mainly used for specific instructions for the usage of visa cardholder information security programs. So these are the some of the security blueprints normally to be followed for defining the security blueprint inside of the organization. Thank you.